Hi, investors, and welcome to another 180 Markets weekly wrap on this holiday weekend. Well, friends, market conditions really are fantastic at the moment for company-specific news. And what do I mean by that? Well, firstly, inflation, it really is now starting to see multiple data prints in a row for multiple months in a row now of softening. And certainly that is conducive to equity markets. But in particular, the softening of inflation lowers discount rates. And what that really means is it brings more forefront and more clarity and more hope to those growth companies. And we are certainly seeing it in the market, particularly in healthcare and also in high tech as well. Any of the IA companies certainly are doing well right now. And on the healthcare side, we are certainly seeing companies that are putting out great phase one, phase two, phase three results. They are all really blasting off. And then the biggest healthcare story of the week, of course, is Ozempic and their new drug results, which showed a significant reduction in weight loss in the first 13 weeks. And not surprising, the share price moved up 8% overnight. So on our side here, we continue to focus on those names in the healthcare space, in the high tech space, because that is where the action is at. And now to talk more about capital raises themselves, I'll turn it over to Sean.
Thanks, Greg. And as you can see, I'm pretty excited. Footy is back and we got the Blues playing tonight. It's hard for me to focus on the market, but I'm doing my best. There weren't a lot of halts this week for capital raises. The only capital raise today is LKE, and we'll talk about that soon. There were a few movers, but as Greg said, it's a very stock selective market. It's hard to pick winners, but if you're good at it, you can do it. Let's take a look at the screen. Let's start with one of the biggest movers of the week, which had a placement to the man himself, Tolga Kamova, and a group of people that he's putting on the board. Now, the placement was done at 0.2%. We can see the shares are currently trading at 0.6. Now, after the placement, Tolga went and bought more shares on the market at 0.45. They hit a high of 0.8 during the week and have done amazing. So good luck, Tolga, on one of your new ventures. Another raise this week was NYR. And last week, we interviewed them on a live streaming interview, and it did go a lot higher. The raise was done at 7.5, so it's currently holding the raise price. And the amount that they ended up raising was just under 1.8 million. They had some fantastic news last week, and hopefully for people that took the placement, there'll be some more announcements coming soon. GMN hit the market and raised $3 million this week at 0.37. Now, this was a two-tranche raise, and we can currently see the shares are trading at 0.5. I did hear the shares were, the placement was heavily oversubscribed, so Canaccord did a great job there. SI6 raised $1.5 million this week at 0.4. Now, there was no discount at all, but each share came with a free 1-for-1 option to be exercised at 1 cent. Well done to the boys at Peak Asset Management and PAC on a great raise there. Another one done through Peak Asset Management this week was AUN. They raised money at 3.2 cents. Now, as we can see here, they introduced Collins Street Asset Management for $700,000. So great to see Collins Street showing some faith in this company. This one's had a pretty big bounce. They've had a tough couple of years, as we can see here, but finally it looks like maybe the bottom has been reached, and they have performed really well recently. Finally, let's take a look at Bellarox, BRX. They raised $4 million this week at 28 cents a share. There were 3 brokers on there, and each share came with a free 1-for-2 BRX 08. I think their exercise price is in the 60s, so it's got to go a lot higher for value to be reached there. But as we can see from the chart, they were trading as high as 63, 64 just 5 or 6 months ago. So who knows, maybe it can go back there. Now, there were a few movers, and one of our favorites here at 180 Markets is IPT, Impact Minerals. As we can see on the chart here, it had a pretty big run this week. They started off at 1.1 and they were trading as high as 1.6 this morning. They're back to 1.5. But Mike Jones and the team there have done a fantastic job with their new HPA project. And hopefully, for Mikey, the shares keep going up. DYM, let's take a look there. They had a very big run this week from about 16 to 23. They had a lithium-focused JV with Mineral Resources announced. And yeah, that set a light under their shares. WWI, another favorite of ours here, up to 1.7. They have done a great job there. Now, gold is going up, as we know. Gold stocks are performing a lot better. But yeah, they also started the week around that 1.1 level. Actually, that was last week. And trading a 1.7. So yeah, fantastic to see this gold company going up. They've got a gold project in Johannesburg that they're trying to get funding for. So if that happens, hopefully the share price will keep going up. Now, IMC, one I used to follow but haven't followed for a while. Let's take a look at the 10-day chart. It'll make it a bit clearer what they've done. So they've been trading around that 6 to 8 cent level for ages, and now it doubled. They are going to start phase 3 clinical trials in the US for their Travelan project. Now, if my memory serves me right, and please double check, I think Travelan is for diarrhea. So if you can help people with diarrhea, you're doing a great job. So well done, Imuron. Downs this week, there were a few, but we'll only look into 2. HHR, this one has been a terrible performer. They gave an update this morning on their Southern Gas project. They're down 30% today. Let's just take a look at the yearly chart. They were trading at 2.5 cents recently, and they're now trading under a third of that price. So not great for shareholders there of hardship. Finally, DBO, let's take a look. They had another fall this week. They were trading as high as 5.5, but trading at 2.2. They've had some disappointing news recently, and yeah, DBO shareholders would not be happy there with the price. That's a wrap, everyone. Not a bad week on the market. There were a few movers, but as we know, footy is back, and it's time to start thinking about the Gab at 7:30 p.m. tonight. We will be taking revenge. Go the Blues. Have a great weekend.